I made a rookie mistake at an open mic recently. I'm going to tell you all about it so you don't fall in the same trap that I foolishly did. Welcome to Secrets of Stand-Up Comedy. I'm Richard Francis Williams. I'm going to tell you everything I know about stand-up comedy so that you can be the best comedian you can possibly be. For those who are new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. Thank you to the people who've been here since I started this a year ago. I also offer one-on-one personal coaching and mentorship. You can do a one-off. It's an hour-long session where you send me your material, your set. I'll go through it. I'll give you honest feedback about what is good and what you should work on. It's good to have a professional other set of eyes to give you real honest feedback and help you. Hey, you should do this or consider doing this, and also punch up some of your material. Have you thought about maybe switching this around? The sessions usually go longer than an hour, but it's the same rate. It's just $75. So email me, richwilliamscomedy@gmail.com. All right, so here's what happened. There's an open mic that started in my city, my little podunk, Schenectady, New York, and it's maybe like a mile away. They do it the last Wednesday of every month. So I found out about it. It was the second time they ever had it. Excuse me. I drive down there. There's 30 comics that are going up. There may have been more. And there's 30 to 40 people there. The guy who runs it did a great job. So it's packed for this venue that's like a famous jazz place that's been around for many years. I get the bright idea when I'm there. I have new material that I'm working on, and I decide, oh, this is a great hot crowd. I'm going to also entirely change my performance style. No, that's a bad idea, and I'll tell you why. So when you're working on something new, consider your set. Okay, I have a set. Break it down into 3 different components. The way you perform on stage, the way you deliver your material. It could be deadpan, it can be goofy, it could be you could be a storyteller, whole number of things. Then there's your material, your jokes, what you talk about on stage. Then there's the audience. Now, out of those 3 things, you can control 2 of them. The audience is always going to be a variable. You have no say in that. You could go up and perform at the same place every time, but it's still going to be different people. So that's out of your control. You can never measure things just based on that. And when you're working on stuff, you want to have as much control as possible. So you can change your performance style and work on that, but you have to do material that you know works. Because then you can judge, okay, this material always works for me. Does this new performance style elevate this material? Conversely, if you're working on new material, you want to give it its best possible shot to do well by performing the way that you always perform. You usually do a couple jokes you've done in the past that you know kill or do really well. Then you slide in that new material, but the way you perform is what you've always done. If you're deadpan, you do the new material deadpan. You don't suddenly change things like I did. Because here's what happens. Excuse me. I don't know why my voice gets raspy when I do this. Maybe because I don't talk to anybody other than my friend Gavin and the people at Starbucks on a day-to-day basis. Anyways, when you change both things, you don't know what's going right and what's going wrong. So your performance, the new performance style, could totally be working, but the material sucks. Or the material could be awesome, but you're ruining it by being too unnatural on stage. It's not, haven't perfected this part of it yet, the performance, this new performance style. So I walked away from this thinking, I got nothing done tonight. I went up in a new venue. That was great, but because it didn't work. I had 5 minutes. The first 3 minutes, I was doing this new, real goofy, kind of wacky delivery system with new material. And I don't know which of the two, maybe neither of them worked. So what did I get out of it? I guess the courage to go up and try new stuff. But even that was short-lived because after 3 minutes, I was like, I got to go back to my old Willie. William Bingo, say hi. I had to go back to my normal performance style and old material that I know works because I didn't want to completely bomb at this new place because it may hurt opportunities with this guy who books the place. And, these are local comics. A lot of them have never seen me before. And it's funny, it was like kind of humiliating. A couple of them came up to me afterwards. They go, hey, you have that YouTube channel, right? Where you teach people comedy? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish you'd seen a different set than this one. And I tried explaining, I was trying a brand new way of performing and new material. They didn't care. If you have to have one thing out of the three that is consistent, trying something new performance-wise, do old solid material. If you are trying new material, do your old regular performance style. Because you want at least one variable. You can't have, or one control. You can't have three different things that are all over the place because then you don't know what the problem is. And that's what the issue is for a lot of comics starting out. They don't have a lot of material, so they're not sure about that, and they're not sure who they are on stage yet. So it's kind of every time you go up, it's a shot in the dark until you start getting some solid material you can go out and perform with and then build off of that and kind of find your performing voice as well. Because that's what finding your voice is. It's not just how you say your material, it's also what you talk about. So it's a combination of those two. And if you change both of those things in one set, it might not help you. Even if it went well, what would I leave that venue thinking? Oh, I should do this new style and these new jokes. But what if it was just the new jokes that were working? Then I have to do a 45-minute set, and I'm doing this crazy version of myself on stage, and the rest of the stuff doesn't work. So thankfully, it didn't go well in those 3 minutes, as painful as that is. I got to remind myself again, okay, stick to the basics. That's it for this episode. I will see you very soon. Thanks.